Now to South Asia, and the Taliban government of Afghanistan has ordered an indefinite ban on university education for women. The order was signed by the Minister of Higher Education, further restricting women's access to formal schooling, just 3 months after thousands of girls and women sat university entrance exams across the country. Azadeh Mashiri has this report.
The Taliban takeover meant only one thing for the women and girls of Afghanistan: fear. Fear they'd lose their freedoms, their education, their future. More than a year later, the direction of travel has been cemented. Women no longer have access to university.
Women of Afghanistan have been doomed from the very first day that this group took over. Like their flagship of conduct is oppression of women. The war in Afghanistan has not ended. There is no peace.
There has been a steady stream of setbacks. Here are just a few. In March, the Taliban broke their promise to reopen secondary school for girls. 2 months later, women were forced to veil their faces as well as their hair. In September, the Women's Affairs Ministry was disbanded. And only last month, women were barred from parks, gyms and swimming pools in the capital.
It's another very troubling move, and it's difficult to imagine how a country can develop, can deal with all of the challenges that it has without the active participation of women and the education of women.
It all harkens back to the 90s. That was the last time the Taliban enforced its authoritarian regime. And this is Afghanistan today, the only place on earth where women do not have a right to their full education, leaving little room for hope. Azadeh Mashiri, BBC News.
Yelda Royan is the Afghan lead for the women's rights group Voice, having advised the World Bank and a range of government departments and NGOs on gender-based issues before being evacuated from Kabul in 2021 by the US. I spoke to her earlier on. I asked her how the Taliban had progressively eroded women's rights since seizing power.
Taliban started with stopping women from going to work as soon as they took the control of Afghanistan. And this continued by removing the girls or barring them from accessing education or secondary education, stopping them from going to school over grade 6. And then this continued to removing women from all aspects of public life by issuing more than 40 edicts, decrees, and decisions that are stopping them from taking part in any social, political, economical, or educational activities in the country. And this last decision that came this morning, or actually this afternoon US time, was on two hands. One, it was surprising for everyone, and on the other hand, it was also shocking for everyone, because we knew that this is going to happen as long as the Taliban continue what they're doing and the international community is not holding them accountable for their atrocities inside Afghanistan. They will continue, and this will not be the last decision that they are making to stop women from taking part in the society.
What do you think they will do next to curtail women's involvement in Afghan society?
Well, I think that actually already they have let the decision of the personal or the private lives of women under the control of men, and I think that next time they will just kill women and they will not let them leave anymore. So in a research that we recently just in September we conducted with a group of human rights defenders inside Afghanistan, the human rights defenders said that they are not feeling safe inside their families, even because of the increasing sentiment against towards the Taliban, and because of the fear of being persecuted by the Taliban. The men are kind of imposing different forms of violence on women inside the homes to keep them in compliance with what the Taliban are saying.
Yelda Royan there from the women's rights group Voice.